Take a look at this image. If both these men were to fight, who do you think would win? Most people would say the guy on the right with the perfect abs and the perfect muscles would win a fight. But the one on the left would easily beat the man on the right. And I'll tell you why. The one on the left is DC. He's a legendary MMA fighter. He looks like a neighbor with a dad body, but he can actually put people down who are taller and bigger than him. That's what MMA fighters train for. DC was a freestyle wrestler and a champion in UFC and is one of the legendary fighters in history. MMA fighters are the most brutal and dangerous 1v1 fighters in the world. It looks like they're just fighting in a cage, but the things that they train for is just much more than just hard work. MMA includes everything. It's not just boxing, it also includes kickboxing, wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu and judo, everything. So that is why they are the most brutal and dangerous fighters in the world. In professional boxing, you can only strike your opponent with your fists. Fists are your weapons, and you can only hit your opponent only from waist and above. Anything below that is not allowed. So they can punch you on your head, your face, your shoulders, your stomach, and that's it. Professional boxers themselves are trained heavily to stand and fight. Boxing includes hand and head movements. They move their hands quickly to strike and defend. They move their heads. There's head movement. It's called slipping and ducking.
Yeah, and you're at least a jab. Lots of jabs, nothing landed. However, Canelo is moving and not punching from the ring with his feet. And having to get enough punches put to just make this guy miss. Look at this. Floyd Mayweather style. His head move.
And there is footwork, quick footwork to move around and avoid the strikes and also strike back at the same time. Professional boxers are incredibly fast and their strikes are so powerful that they can kill me with just a single strike, and they train their entire body to effectively use techniques to throw the powerful jabs at their opponents. Now imagine MMA fighters don't just train like a boxer, they also train like a kickboxer. Now kickboxing includes kicks with punches. There are different styles in kickboxing and different rule sets. American kickboxing just allows you to kick with your feet, and there is another type of kickboxing called Muay Thai kickboxing. That kickboxing is even more brutal and the rule set is different. So you can use your knees and elbows too. And knee and elbow strikes are much more dangerous because the elbows are sharp. In boxing, only fists are allowed. But in Muay Thai kickboxing, you're allowed to use your elbows with your knees, knee strikes, elbow strikes. These are all much more powerful. And MMA fighters use boxing, they use kickboxing, they also use Muay Thai techniques. All these three together already makes them the most brutal fighters. But they don't stop just there. They also wrestle, which is pinning you down. They move your legs and grab your legs and put you down. And then there is Brazilian jiu-jitsu. This is where another form of martial arts comes into the MMA fighting technique. Wrestling helps them to pin them down, and they use Brazilian jiu-jitsu to grab their necks and choke them and submit them. They might even break your bones if you don't tap out. It's that powerful. So for a common man, they just don't understand how powerful that these people are. And it doesn't just stop there. They also train judo. There is this multiple forms of sports that is mixed into a single MMA fighter. So when someone talks about UFC, UFC is an organization. It's like FIFA, but it's for MMA fighters. It's where the fighters come to fight against other MMA fighters and gain some name, and that's where they show their skill, what they are capable of to the entire world. It's a private organization. They bring the fighters into a contract and make them fight. And after a couple of fights, if an MMA fighter is capable enough to win a couple of fights and can get into a champion fight, that's when the fighter wins the title. Any fight after the title win will be the fights to defend the title. I don't want to get into details, but this is how it basically works. And there are weight classes like lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight. These weight classes exist because you don't want to put a fight between a man who's just 60 kgs with someone who is 120 kgs. Because a man who is 120 kgs can easily dominate, even seriously injure the man who is just 60 kgs. And this is why these weight classes exist, and people fight within these weight classes and become champions and title defenders. And there are a couple of them who are legendary fighters, and they show their skill. It is so brutal, and it shows what controlled human aggression can be like. Boxers themselves are already very strong. Imagine everything being mixed into a single person, and that person is a MMA fighter. Of all the sports, MMA fighting is the most dangerous and brutal because it has striking, wrestling, grappling, everything. Many things that can get you disqualified in boxing and kickboxing are allowed in MMA fighting. In boxing, if you fall on the floor, the fight stops. In kickboxing, it's the same. If you sit down or if you fall, the fight stops. But in MMA fighting, it's not like that. You can keep going even if the person falls down. You can still grapple them. You can still keep punching them until the referee comes and intervenes. And you might have seen the famous fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Conor McGregor is a MMA fighter and Floyd Mayweather is a professional boxer. Conor McGregor was trying so hard not to kick, grapple, and wrestle because all of those are not allowed in boxing. And Floyd Mayweather made Conor McGregor tired and beat him in his game. But if it was the other way around, if Floyd Mayweather agreed to fight Conor McGregor in the UFC cage rather than in a boxing ring, I personally think Conor McGregor would have won the fight easily. MMA stands for Mixed Martial Arts because it is a mix of different combat sports. And when it all comes together, it's terrifying. And there are rules that even MMA fighters are not allowed to do in the cage. Groin strikes are not allowed. Eye gouging is not allowed. Pulling their hair, grabbing their shorts and pulling it, those things are not allowed. There are many things that are not allowed in UFC. And in the beginning of the video, I asked you, between these two men, who would win a fight? But to be honest, even the person on the left will be helpless in a real street fight where they bring baseball bats, knives, and guns. No MMA fighter, boxer, or kickboxer is safe from a bullet. So that's the real world, and that is why we need police. And if it comes to nation, we need military and everything. But on a 1v1 fight, MMA fighters are the most dangerous and brutal fighters on the planet. So in real world, even the most strongest MMA fighters are not strong enough. They are trained to fight 1v1, but imagine 5 to 10 people coming at you at once with baseball bat, hammer, knives, and tools like that. A small pistol can easily kill an MMA fighter. This world is not fair. People bring gun to a knife fight and people bring knives to fist fights. That's how the world is. So in the real world, not even the most trained MMA fighter is safe. I wanted to make a video just to make you understand how strong that these fighters are. I'm not a fan of this sport. I don't even actually watch this sport, But learning that these people train so hard and they're the most dangerous fighters, you just cannot mess with them. They're so strong. If you want to add anything, if I've made any mistakes regarding the weight class or in explaining what UFC is, please correct me in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.